Okay. Hey. So we're still not ready for the day, but we're getting ready. And I have to take a moment. Like I told you, I got my kettle, right? So in the morning time when I'm steaming, I put my little water on, right? And I wait for it to whistle. It don't whistle as loud as it used to, so that works. So I wait for my little whistle. Then I'm like, oh, facial time. And I'm all like, steam me, right? What I like about that is it'll get some impurities out. Like I'll start in an hour or two, pimples will start popping up, little whiteheads and everything like that. But look, I need something to drink. Usually I have my tea or something. Today, I'm going to share with you what I did because I think the last time we talked and I was drinking, we had the turmeric cocoa. So let me tell you how to make that. I made some improvements, okay? Made some improvements. I'm always improving upon things. I like to eat and stuff like that. Like, it's important to me. I used to be 240 pounds. And so some people didn't get mad when I say this, but like, you know, I used to be a fat girl, and that fat girl still lives in me, okay? And I feed her every chance I can, okay? Because ain't nothing wrong with her, okay? We just downsized, I guess. And we had to get used to that. But that's another story, another video. Okay, so let's make this real quick. Now, I think it's the easiest thing is to go ahead and make your little powder concoction. You could probably find this in the store too. It depends on what store you're going to. Probably go to like an Asian market or something like that, or like a tea house, something like that, and you'll find it. But you can make your own, and I suggest 3 parts cocoa. If you want to get the Hershey's, you can, or you could get cacao. Get the powdered cacao though. Don't get the nibs. But so 4 parts. 1 part turmeric, 3 parts cocoa to measure it out, okay? And then I say cayenne or black pepper, but it's rumored that black pepper activates the turmeric or whatever. So give it a little salt guy, like a little salt bay, sprinkle up in there. In your mix, put it in your mix. Don't put it cup by cup because you're liable to get a taste that you're not into. But put it in your mix, you know, a salt bay, your little pepper, okay? Put that in and let that be that. Oh, if you want a little cinnamon, I haven't tried it, but it just came to my mind right now. I'm gonna try it with cinnamon next time. Okay, you wanna make this with milk, okay? So you get your powdered concoction. I go for a tablespoon is what I go for about 12 to 16 ounces. It depends on how thick you want it, like how rich you want it to be. But check this out, you're not gonna be using water. We're not with that over here with our cocoa. Even when I make regular cocoa from the packet, yeah, forget that whole little water thing. You need to get with the plant-based milk. It's so creamy and good. Like, it's just better. And if you use coconut, like, because it has like this little faint flavor, it's so good. Yummy. Anyway, so we got a tablespoon, right? I already put it in my cup. So we have that. Oh wait, no, I didn't. My bad. Okay, let me get my little concoction here and put it in the cup. It was my plan to put it in the cup. Now, turmeric warning, be warned. Turmeric stains, okay? It has like a little yellow stain. So if you're using something that's white, it may leave a stain behind, and you want to go ahead and take care of that right away. You know, wash it right away. Otherwise, you want to use a cup that's colored. That way you can't tell that it's stained, and you're not always wondering, did I wash this cup? Did I wash this cup? So, you know, it's just a turmeric thing. My cup for every day, it's colored on the inside because I have all kinds of stuff in there. So I got a little bit of that. All right, then you're gonna take some pure vanilla extract, okay? I suck at measuring things. That's why I don't put out recipes. But I mean, like a little jab, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, not that much. When you're baking, you don't put that much, so don't do it here, okay? Okay, the Pierre resistance, okay? I don't want to have to count them out, but the secret ingredient to this drink is about 5 to 10 white chocolate chips, okay? Okay, more salt is what they say in this bag. More salt, okay? So this ain't vegan, if you was wondering. People get all tied up. This ain't vegan because you saw that that's chocolate, and I don't control what they put in the chocolate, and chocolate is not vegan, okay? That would be carob. Okay, chocolate is not vegan, okay? So anyway, oh, I broke the rules, y'all. I didn't put the milk in here. And that's what I'll do, because you got to heat the milk up, right? Plant-based milk. And then you're just going to pull that right up in there. Yes. Now, sweetener. Maybe you need some, maybe you don't. I don't know. That's how the chocolate chips got in here. It was like, hold up now, that could be good. Because when I go to Starbucks, I like the little white chocolate, white mocha with an extra shot or whatever. Okay, well, I can't remember what the real name is, but the way I ordered is triple white mocha. Okay. So, yeah. That's my joint. But, oh, this is so delicious and dreamy. Let me tell you. So, today, this is how we're going to get ready with relax. And, oh, because I didn't say, hey, my name is Shay. You stumbled onto Shay's Pretty Skinny. And if you haven't already figured that out, this is not for the beautiful people. It's not for the people who are trying to get beautiful. At least not on the outside. We're just over here talking like there's conversation in the living room, talking about our mental health, getting right, and what other people are doing, okay? Sometimes we're getting ready. Right now, we're getting ready in the morning with it. But who knows? Usually, I like to talk at night. But since I got this lady of the night thing, you know, trying to do stuff in the daytime so they don't get it confused. But anyway, when you come over here, because we do everything but keep it cute, when you come over here, you want to have like some herbal tea or like I don't know, natural lemonade, a little hot cocoa, you know, something that's going to relax you, right? You want to kick your feet up, put on your onesie. Again, this is not for the beautiful people. If you're coming over here to be beautiful, you're at the wrong spot. We don't have that type of advice over here. And we're not creating that kind of mood. We creating the mood where your girlfriend came to town, y'all ain't seen each other in a long time, and now y'all about to kick back, turn on the TV down low, and let it watch you and tell these stories, catch up. That's what we're doing over here. Okay, but last time I said I was going to try to get ready, and I haven't done that yet. I thought, oh, I'm going to throw on this little lipstick. I don't even wear makeup. So now I'm looking in this video thinking, you know what I'm saying? Let me go get ready for real how I do, okay? And I'm having a little drinky, and we're going to come back, okay, have a little on, and we're going to talk about these young people today, because y'all be sunning them. And I mentioned that in my last video, so if you don't know what that means, please go look it up. You know, again, somebody said, why don't you write a book? And I said, because we don't read. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, oh my goodness, so I thought, oh, I'm going to do a couple little chores real quick, right, and get ready. And then I still didn't get ready, so I thought, okay, you know what? Let me throw a little more water in there and put on, like, some eyeshadow and, like, some lipstick or something and put on some accessories, you know, some distraction. And now I'm looking at the video like, girl, please. Okay, whatever. Anyway, hey, we back. And, oh, you know, we made the turmeric cocoa earlier, and it does, like, you want to make sure you brush after because it does sting sometimes. And, you know, you could tell a lot about your health by your tongue and things like that. So, I don't mind telling myself, but I just have my little cocoa written out because I was all in my feelings just a few minutes ago. Okay, so unfortunately, while I was doing my chores, I was thinking, and nothing good comes from that. And so I'm like, okay, well, what stories am I going to tell, right? So then for some reason, I started thinking about being in elementary school. Well, because I'm thinking about the young people today, and I've been thinking about the young people for a long time, actually. So there came this time when I just started asking them questions like, you know, like you ask your friend in your living room, like, hey, girl, da-da-da-da-da, you know? Or there's political things going on. So I just ask them the same questions you would ask somebody at your job. Just ask them. You'd be surprised what kind of information they give you back. Like, these kids are not dummies out here. We are sunning them, okay? Seriously. It's like, I don't know if you've ever had that experience, but I have. I'm not going to say which relative did it, right? Because who knows? Maybe somebody's going to see this one day. And, I'm not out here to hurt nobody's feelings. Although I'm not responsible for them. And so I'd like to take this time to make this disclaimer. Your feelings are not welcome here. I do not have time to manage other people's feelings. I have tried, and it is a whole headache, okay? So I'm going to manage mine all up and through here, okay? And I'm gonna need you to be responsible for managing yours. Now, what does that mean really? What does that mean really? It really means that when you start feeling some type of way up in here, or I don't know, wherever your soul is, whenever you start feeling some type of way up in your soul, they have like these little options on the platform. So this is YouTube. You have to excuse me while we get familiar. But look, don't even subscribe. Even if you like it, don't subscribe. You know why? Because I'll be revealing who you are. You ain't got to subscribe. You could just watch the video. There's 3 ways that YouTube shows you something about your video, right? How many subscribers you have, how many people liked or hated your video. Use either one. And then, how many views, right? So I'm looking for 9 views, okay? Hey, y'all. I'm looking for 9 views, and I do not want those people to subscribe because, we talking about real-time things, and I don't know if there's somebody who's going to be watching that'll be able, to identify that person, and that's not what we're here for. We're not here for pointing fingers and outing folk. We out here having conversations. And those conversations are coming through my life experiences and then sharing conversations that I've had with other people without naming most of them. I'm not really good at name dropping because who knows, maybe they don't want their name to be dropped. So I like to get permission, but sometimes I'm just running off at the mouth. And so a name might come out. And in those times, yay. But anyway, with the young folk, right? And so once I started learning, like, okay, they're not stupid, because we make a lot of jokes about the millennials, right? Who should be adults now. Maybe with some kids or married or something. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look that up, see what these age ranges are. But I know we make a lot of jokes about the millennials and the generations following, right? They don't have any work ethic. They don't this, they don't that. But you know what's up though? I hate to say it, but they checked me on this one, okay? A lot of us was not available to impart those skills to our children. I know. I didn't really want to hear it neither. Okay. But that's true. Some of us were dealing with traumatic experiences that we didn't really know how to deal with. We didn't have the tools or resources, and either we sought them out, hopefully in a good time frame, or either we learned later in life by having our children, or we didn't learn at all, and then our children are trying to figure out what happened. But work ethic, well, who taught them work ethic? And I'll tell you this, young people are competitive, okay? I've been in some environments with like where we work or whatever, and most of the people I'm working with are younger, like 19 to 27, okay? So physically, they are able to do things, that a lady like me cannot, okay? So let's talk warehousing, logistics, stuff like that, right? A lot of young people in that business, right? So, they're gonna work however you allow them. Like, if you're not complaining about it, okay, then that's what they're gonna do. That's what I learned, right? But if somebody goes in there and does slightly better than them, they're like, yeah, nah, that's not gonna happen. Just like if a lady goes into the warehouse and she starts lifting boxes and stuff and moving pallets and all that, either this, the men gonna bulk up on whatever they're lifting to prove that they're a man. That's how society has conditioned us, right? So I'm a woman, and if I could lift 100 pounds, then a man has to be able to lift 200 pounds because he's stronger than me, you know, he can overpower me. So if he can't do that, then he's not a man. If he can only lift 100 pounds, like, oh, and if he could lift less, ooh, you know, that's how society has conditioned us. So you can see that. And with young people, they're very, like, competitive. So it's like, oh no, they're not gonna come in here and do better than me. So you don't even have to, like, ask them to do better work. You don't gotta do it. If you actually did the work, they would fall in line. And they will beat your butt at it, okay? For sure. See? Instead of talking down to people, like, did that work for us? See, like I said, I'm not gonna mention the family member, but I remember being younger and, like, you know, when you're a kid, you don't look for stuff for real. You don't. They're like, oh, go in there and get my such and such on the such and such, right? And maybe, yeah, last time they left it on the left side, right? But then they moved it on the right side because they was thinking about taking it and they forgot. So I'll go in there, look on the left, it's not there. I don't look on the right. You said it was on the left. Why am I gonna look on the right, you know? So it would, like, always be that trouble with this family member. I'd be looking for things for them. And because I didn't find it on my first try or whatever, and there was a reason why, then they would say, like, I was dumb and you're so stupid, you know, little things like that. And then it's like, well, maybe you are. It depends. Like, some people, they don't care, like, whatever, if that's what you think. And that's where the young people are with us. Like, well, you're making these little jokes about millennials, or like, whatever, if that's what you think, you know. In the meantime, they're over here working out trauma and trying not to be codependent and trying not to be us. Okay. They are over here adulting, okay? I joke with them all the time because they will be like, is this what, yeah, we all out here trying to figure it out. This is for real. Like, this what we all doing. Your mama doing this, still trying to figure it out, okay? Even if she look like she got it all together, there's still something that she figuring out, because growth it's inevitable. If you ain't growing, you ain't living. Okay. That's how people who don't want to grow, they live like out. Let me stop. Okay, look. It's good to meet people who are not like you. And young people have a lot to bring to the table. Actually, they're quite creative. Their perspectives are so different but effective. And they have this stamina. Like, they have all the tools needed to succeed. But they have a group of people who keep saying, you ain't got it. You doing nothing. You're doing nothing. You're doing nothing. And they're laughing at us. Like, you think I'm doing nothing. Like, look at your mental health. Look at you. Look at your bitterness. Look at you. So, young people are so valuable, but we just keep signing them. I've listened to a lot of conversations. The one thing that I started learning with the young folk, the fluidity, the gender fluidity or whatnot, trust is a big deal. Big deal. And I had to learn a lot, like, really quickly, because I wanted to be an ally, but not one that was like, you know, not just because, not when it's convenient for me. Because sometimes, and I'm not going to say I've never been that person, there's been some times when I'm like, okay, I know this isn't right. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel in my soul, in my heart, I don't feel like what's going on is right. I don't feel like this persecution is okay. I don't feel like, you know, that treatment's okay. Like, this is inhumane. So, but then in certain circles, you know, like my Christian circle or whatever, you know, that conversation might come up and, oh, I'm gonna clam up. Well, you're not a real ally. So you're gonna ally over here, but when you over there, you don't have anything to say. That's not okay. So that's what I mean by being an ally out of convenience, whenever it's convenient for me. You know, not just on my resume, but am I really an ally to all the groups that I say that I rock with? You know what I mean? And I had to learn what that meant. And a young person checked me on that too, you know? So it's like, and the question she asked, I was at a workshop, the question she asked was like, you know, how can you, and when I say checked, I don't mean anyone's being disrespectful or rude. I mean, they're asking questions. It's like, oh, okay, hold on. Let me get my little self together here. You know, this is something we should talk about. And so she said, how can you be solid in your faith and be a Christian and support LGBTQ? She asked me that. And I was like, that's dynamic. I think she was a junior in high school. Junior or senior, because it was juniors and seniors, I think, only. I'm like, okay, that's a fair question right there. I said, I'll tell you what I know. So I do know the stories in the Bible. I do know about Sodom and Gomorrah. But even in that story, when he gave instructions, he did not say, Lot, you and take your family and go and spit on them and persecute them and riot with them and picket on them and shut them out of worship. And he didn't say that. When God was ready to pass judgment, he passed judgment, and he gave instructions for Lot to take his family and not look back, because God had decided, you know, whatever was whatever, where those people's hearts were, you know what I'm saying? Now, it doesn't say that in the Bible, but it's my belief that, you know, Sarah, she had turned into a pillar of salt because she was longing for something. You know how sometimes everybody going to church, but everybody ain't going to church? I think that might have been Sarah, so she was like, she probably was creeping. No, I'm just kidding. Let me stop. So again, let me take this moment to say this is probably also not a good time for my Christian and my Jehovah's Witness friends to be looking at these videos. It's never going to be my intention to cause a stumbling block, but it's also not my intention, again, to manage your feelings and your faith. I need you to, you know, go be your own person, not over here though. Okay, back to the message at hand. So that's my thing there, right? So I first start there. And then I go to the woman at the well. Even though it's not an LGBTQ thing, it's still this, okay? That lady was technically a who, right? She was a who, right? And Jesus wasn't like, oh my God, is there anyone else serving water because she's a who? No, he talked to that lady because she was a lady. Okay, she was a person. She's a person who deserved to be talked to. Like, what's going on? And, you know, he knows what's going on. So it's not like he needs to ask. We need to ask. We don't know what's going on. We need to ask. We don't know people's hearts. So we need to ask them what's going on. We can't just look at somebody and know what's going on. Well, there's some gifted people out there. But other than that, you probably not it. Just saying. Anyway, we have to ask people because we don't know people's hearts, okay? And so that's how I think of it, right? Now, if Jesus didn't call that lady names, right? And he didn't treat her like that, okay? He didn't look down on her. He didn't feel like he was slumming at the well because she was the one serving the water. No, and in fact, he offered her water. If y'all know that story, okay, the eternal, okay, yo, and she was a who. So again, you gotta stop judging people, because next thing you know, you're gonna be thinking that preacher John is gonna be in heaven with you. And I'm just using those terms because that's how people talk. Don't get in my business. Don't try to figure out what religion I am. It's none of your business. But look, so you thinking that Pastor John, he going to heaven, right? And Floozy Sue in the back pew, right? I don't know why she even come, honey, with them short dresses, doo-doo-doo. Okay, so you think Susie Flew in the back pew, she not going, right? Now, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. You going to heaven, right? You going, you there. You get there. You cannot wait to tell Pastor John, right? Because, you know, he was single and everything. So, you know, so you can't wait to see Pastor John. Now, we don't know if people can remember each other. Now, we don't know. Or do we? Anyway, You can't wait to see Pastor John. You run around. Pastor John. There's a roster. Ain't no Pastor John, right? Yeah. But you, no. You go run around. And sure enough, who you see over there chilling in the corner with her herbal tea? Floozy Sue in the back pew. Sitting up there in heaven with you, girl. So you can't be judging people's hearts. You don't know. That's not your business. You know, it says right at the very last moment, the last breath of somebody's life, if they could embrace the goodness of the Lord. Anyway, I'm going to bring it back 2 notches. Okay, so you can't just be judging people. And I think that's what happens to young people. I have gone into some workspaces and I have been thought to be a young person. Maybe how I dress, because if I have to go somewhere and I wear jeans and a t-shirt, okay. I do have some pretty, like, corny t-shirts and stuff like that. I'm into that stuff. I'm into corny t-shirts, hands and stuff like that. So I do have stuff like that, and it may make me look immature. But I wear ripped jeans, which should say I'm middle-aged. But maybe it says I'm trying to be cool. I don't know. But I do get mistaken for someone in their late 20s sometimes. And the way bosses or older people on the job, people my age, will treat you is so disrespectful. There have been a couple of times when I have to just say, yo, I'm not a little kid. Like, and that's not right, because even the kids shouldn't get treated that way. Like, why should you get disrespected just because you're younger than somebody? We are both on this job getting paid about the same rate. And some of these jobs, there's no way you're getting paid a different rate. So we're getting paid the same thing. So slow your roll, calm down, check yourself, boo-boo, right? And that's the funny thing, because when you're like, yo, like, I got kids this age, like, I'm not a kid, and people, they treat you differently, like, with some respect, and that's not right. It's not right. It makes me not want to respect that person, because where are you coming from with it? Who hurt you? Okay, let me stop. This is why I don't want people to subscribe, right? Because if you start subscribing and stuff like that, you know, I get permission to do lives, and you don't want those type of shenanigans. You don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that. But while I'm talking to the young people, and I'm realizing that, yo, you guys are not stupid. Like, we're out here saying about you, like, you know, you got some good ideas, right? And yes, they do know. They're just saying, you don't know, stupid. You're over here too busy calling us stupid. We had to figure it out for ourselves. We got it out the mud. And it's true. A lot of these young people have to figure it out themselves. I heard a couple talking to each other. They're getting into a little argument or whatever. And he's like, yo, the way you be talking to me, that's not cool. And she's like, you know, you're right. Yeah, I had to think about that. And, you know, that's how my mom, she talked to me, all that trauma, and I'm still trying to get over that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, look how mature that is. Okay. A couple of us can't even co-parent. Lord help us. Okay. And when I'm talking about me too, not just young. Okay. All right. So I have some young people like, all right, so if someone my age could do something, but like, what would we do? And it's just like, respect us, like, and get other people to respect us. So every time I'm getting an opportunity, since that moment, every time I'm getting an opportunity to do something, I try to bring young people in on the opportunity, right? Number one, like I said, I know that I see things differently. So I posted something on my Instagram, like a square and a diamond. I didn't even realize there could be some, I'm bad at that. I'm so bad at that. Like, I didn't realize that somebody could feel slighted by the post. I was just saying, like, a square, if you turn it, you know, it's a diamond. I'm the person who, everyone sees the square, right? Like, when it's sitting that way, they see the square. I don't see a square. Like, I didn't see that first. Even though the square is sitting that way, I still see it as the diamond. Like, for some reason, my head clicked like this and everybody looking at it like this. Mine's automatically looking like this. even though my head not turned. You see what I'm saying? Excuse me. So what I see is just different, and I like that, because when everybody's looking for something different, I got that, boo. Like, I know what you're looking for. So I tell people, and I see people differently. So when I'm interacting with people, they expect me to interact a certain way, but I don't see you that way, and I'm not that way, you know? So it's kind of fun. Well, with young people, they even see different, like they see a cube, you know what I mean? They don't just see the square, they're seeing multi-dimensional, you know? And again, like, it's next level stuff. They just don't have the platform all the time. Or when it's really, really, really good, someone's looking at it and they're taking it from them, right? So no one's teaching them how to do business. And I'm an adult, and there was some business I wanted to do I didn't know how to do, right? Sometimes, though, people don't want the resources. All you could do is give them the resources. If they want them, great. And if they don't, great. You know, but the young people, they're out here ready to blaze the scene. Young people own businesses. So why do we keep saying they're stupid? Like, they're out here making way more money than we are on our jobs. Lots of young people, but for some reason we still think, they have no work ethic. No, maybe the young people around you have no work ethic. And is that because of the example that we said? Did we like ever impart that to them? What's going on? Or are we just talking down to them? I was at a job and I thought that was pretty cool too. And the person was like basically mentoring the other person without mentoring them, you know? Like, they wanted to quit on a job or whatever. Like, they were just getting super frustrated. And they were like, okay, look, how about just do this part with me or whatever. Let's do that. And then we'll take a break. You know, and they got them through the day. When that person really wanted to quit for the day, and they give up really easily, you know. So that person, by modeling behavior and working with them, is showing them how to cope with certain things, right? How to get through, helping them calm, helping them set their mind somewhere else, put their focus somewhere else, right? Because really, mental focus is everything. I worked in some places that get really, really, really hot. Mind over matter, though. Like, if that's what I'm focused on, like, oh, it's really hot, oh, it's really hot, oh, it's really hot. It's just getting hotter as I say that. I promise you, like, I tested it out. I promise you. But, like, if I'm listening to music or I'm doing a thing where I'm, like, trying to stay focused on the same thing for a certain amount of time, which is so difficult. Yeah, like, it doesn't even faze me that it's hot. Like, I'll feel the sweat and I'm like, oh, shoot, you know? But the feeling of hot is not there. So that is true. I've tested this. If you can control some things, what you're thinking, and you can control, you know, nourishment to your body, a lot of other things come a lot easier. But anyway, young people, they're out here having whole relationships, you know, from like, but they're trauma bonding, right? So they meet in junior high. One person's parent is on drugs and maybe not home all the time, and another person's parent has a boyfriend that they're consumed with, or a girlfriend they're consumed with, and they're not interactive much, because it doesn't mean they're not home. They're not interactive much. These two kids start talking to each other, and they find love in each other, comfort in each other, right? They like being around each other, and so they see these relationships and they feel that bond, right? They connect, they resonate with each other. Now they're taking care of each other. Now they're in a relationship. Now they're experiencing other adult things together, like sex and drugs and partying and, you know, all those things. So now they've been in a relationship since this time. Do they really know who they are? I don't know. Some kids do. Some kids are still figuring it out, right? I've seen, I think they were 19 and 21, I think, in an open relationship, right? And it was just on and off. It was interesting, but my internal question was like, why are they in an open relationship? Is it because, you know, they're another couple that have been together since junior high. So like, are they like exploring to make sure they really want to be together, or do they know like what's their purpose for an open relationship? You know, are they just trying to experience other sexual things? Because again, they only know each other. So I don't know. I didn't ask that question because it's not my business. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking that like at 19 years old, huh? Okay. But then I grew up in an era where everybody was trying to, you know, marry the person they were in high school with, you know? Two different thought processes there. Neither one is wrong. They're just different. They're just different. But the whole purpose of the video is to say, like, young people are out here dealing with their mental health. Like, they're working these things out. Mental Health America had a conference, and there's a youth council, and they are blazing the scene. Okay, blazing the scene. And I thought it was so beautiful because I'm here at the table with them, and I'm in awe of these young people, right? College kids, people interning at the Capitol and things like that. So I'm in awe. Like, those are things I wanted to do. I participated in Bottle You In when I was a kid, and like that was something I wanted to do. But I was a teen mom, and so I had other responsibilities. Those were not things that, you know, I let take priority in my life. But whenever I could, I did, and my mom supported that. So those experiences were super great. But yeah, I'm in awe of them, like how they're at the Capitol, and, you know, they believe in something. They're changing the scene. Like, they're here at these meetings where we're talking about legislation and being a part of that change and what the need is for them, right? They are blazing the scene. So to be at that table, and so we're all talking and we're sharing ideas and exchanging ideas, and after talking and having someone tell me, like, I really appreciate what you're doing, and giving an opportunity for, huh? Yo, I'm just, yo. I don't think of it like that, you know what I mean? I'm in awe of what they're doing because I was never that. Like, I was pretty brave, but in a different way. Like, you know how there's criminals, street people, and then there's business people? Technically, they're both kind of doing the same thing, just legally and illegally. Both of them do business. I tell you, the worlds are quite similar. But that's another video for another time. But yeah, so same thing. And I'm just thinking, yeah, I'm not thinking I'm doing anything. I just go to work every day. Like, I'm not making a difference. So to hear that, that's when you realize, whoa, like, I have a responsibility. It was the first time I realized that, okay, I have a responsibility. You can't just be out here stepping around making silly footprints. You know what I mean? People are they're watching those footprints. They're following those footprints and thinking, if she could live her life, I could live my life too. If she can advocate this, I can too. If she could pay her bills and be happy, you know, maybe I can too. Like, this is a career. This is something I can do. This is something I could be involved in as well. You know, and that's what it's about. I had a lot of kids in high school worried about how much money they're going to be able to make, you know, because we got parents pressuring you to do well, make this money, get this bag. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, as a social worker, I'm like, I know, like, you got to go. This is why I don't like no big earring. You got to go for the money and the passion, or the passion and the money will come. That's what I tell the kids. Go for the passion first, because then you're going to figure out how to make the money. You're unique. You have your own unique interest, and then you have your expertise. Merge them together, right? And that's kind of how this whole little journey for me started too. That's what I've been telling people for years. Do your thing. Do you. Go out there. Jig on them. Do your thing. And then one day my kid was like, yo, Mom, you know what's funny about you? And I said, what? She's like, you know, you tell everybody, live their dream, do them, but you don't do that. And that's true. You know why? Because like I'm naturally like a little cuckoo, like not like that though. Like I don't know what's wrong with having a little fun. People think that if you do that, I guess you can't be serious, but you can be serious. There's a lot of serious going on, you know, a lot. So laughter is like not a bad thing, and it's okay. Jokes are not a bad thing, and that's okay. And you're gonna find out that on this channel, like you know how people have nervous laughter or whatever, so it might be super serious what's going on, but like I might make a joke or it might seem like a joke. I'm very sarcastic, and dark humor is my thing. Like, you know, there's a group of people who enjoy that, and I'm in there, you know what I'm saying? So if that offends you, you should not keep watching the videos. I'm easing y'all into it, okay? You shouldn't keep watching the videos. You should click off, all right? But you see a young person, talk to them and have the same conversation you would have with somebody in the cubicle next to you. And just see what the young person says back to you. See what they say. Even the ones smoking weed, yo, they have good conversation, some intelligent conversation. They just smell like weed. That's all. Give these young people a chance. As always, I love you.